Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is your host Ariana Lane here. Super excited to be back. And guys, I just want to say thank you so much for helping me reach my first 100 subscribers. I was really happy about that, and yeah, super exciting. And today guys, we are on my floor. We're in my bedroom with some water, so please hydrate, please slurp. Excuse my lipstick stain. But guys, today I wanted to talk about my 5 confessions as a Mexican American citizen. Confession number 1, I don't owe Mexican illegal immigrants anything. It's just this expectation that because my parents come from Mexico, that I just owe an undying loyalty and support to the cause of illegal immigration. And it does not even make any sense to me because so many Mexicans came here the right way, got proper documentation, right? And yet, because there's these two groups, right? So Mexicans who came here legally, and then Mexicans who did not come here legally, and they get meshed up, right? Because they come from the same place, similar intentions, coming here to build a better life, all of these things, and they look alike, so that we mesh them into one community. And because of that, it's expected that these two groups just have each other's back in all circumstances, and a lot of times it's at the expense of the Mexicans who came here illegally, right? And I just feel that I don't owe them anything. Like, I don't see them as like part of my community. Like, no, my community is the American people, and that includes Mexicans who came here legally. Those are my people. It's the Mexican citizen, it's the white citizen, the black citizens of America. Like, those are the people that I feel like I owe something to. I have to look after their best interest. And if this means jeopardizing the interests of people who came here illegally, let it be. And that's all I gotta say. Confession 2, I am not ashamed of being patriotic for my country, the United States of America. Guys, I grew up here, nigga. Like, this is the only country I've ever known. I don't know any other place but here. Sure, I visited Mexico, I visited family, but every time I go there, I feel like a foreigner there. I don't feel like I belong there. I don't feel like I have a right to tell them anything about how their country should run, or how, I just don't feel like it's my business. That's their country. And sure, I have ties there through family, but that doesn't mean that my loyalty should go to another country. Like, I just don't feel that way. I'm all about America. Make America great again, y'all. America first, America only. Like, this is my country. And frankly, it's a shame when other Hispanics try to shame you. I've experienced this, for being Americanized. They shame me for supporting America more than I support Mexico. And it's just kind of like, maybe you're in the wrong country. Like, why are you here, y'all? Like, if you love Mexico so much, go back, okay? It's that simple. You don't like American culture, you're gonna, complain when your kids become Americanized. Like, why are you here then? Raise them in Mexico. Like, I've been told, you're so whitewashed. And at this point, it's like, okay, and I grew up in a country where it was mostly white people. So, of course, I'm gonna be influenced by white culture. And so what? This is all I've ever known. These were the cards given to me, y'all. So, like, why are you surprised that, you're seeing Mexican American citizens be completely patriotic, pro-America? Like, why are you surprised, right? And I'm just not ashamed of it, y'all. Like, I grew up in a Hispanic school pretty much my whole life, and they were always into like bachata, reggaeton, Spanish music, gang culture. I just did not relate to a lot of these Mexican kids. I was this emo rocker kid. I liked American music, American rock bands, loved learning about American history. Like, just everything about America was always fascinating to me, to some degree. And so, like, I don't even feel comfortable during Cinco de Mayo or Mexican's Independence Day here in Mexico, like, me actively celebrating. Like, yeah, good for you, good for Mexico, good shit. And that's probably great, because I probably wouldn't have been born if like certain areas or certain events didn't happen the way they did. Like, I'm still grateful. It doesn't mean I like don't like Mexico or anything like that, right? It just means that it just feels weird celebrating a history or a holiday of somewhere where I don't feel connected to, And I'm not embarrassed to say that. I get like pushback from other Mexicans, like, oh, ya se cree bien güera, and it's like, this is just how I grew up. This is my experience. And I vibe more with American culture than I do Mexican culture. And that's just how it is. I can't help it. Confession 3, I don't vote to appease to other Mexicans, okay? I'm not going to vote in a way that guarantees the destruction of my country to protect you. Okay, let me give you a clear example. When Kamala and Trump were running for president, we saw how all these migrants from all over the world just came barging into our country in unprecedented levels, and it was incredibly irresponsible, because it wasn't just good people that were genuinely trying to get a better life, but we also imported in prisoners, mentally ill people, serial killers, rapists, drug traffickers, terrorists, like everything and anything came in through that border. And anyone who is a citizen, whether you're a Mexican citizen, American citizen, black citizen, it doesn't matter. That should have terrified you. That should have rung your alarm bells that no, 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 no. Like, we as a country, we need borders, okay? And we need safety. Like, this was incredibly reckless and irresponsible. But with that being said, there was this pressure in the Hispanic community that, like, I was supposed to vote for Kamala because, you know, Trump was very big on deportations and they were scared that they would get deported. And so there was this expectation that I'm supposed to vote for Kamala to protect this like group of people at the expense of all the American people. And to me, it's just like, you're absolutely out of your mind if you think I'm gonna vote for Kamala, you know, just to protect you on the basis that we're a community and, you know, you owe us loyalty. Like, I don't owe you anything. I'm a citizen first, so I owe my duty to my country and my fellow American brothers and sisters, period. I don't owe you shit. You came here illegally and you're like surprised because of the consequences of your decisions. That's on you, dude. That's not on me. That's not my problem. Confession 4. I think birthright citizenship should end immediately for anyone who came here illegally and had their babies here. I don't know why this is like a controversial take. This is like common sense. I don't get it. Why are people so shocked, you know? Why are we incentivizing a crime, which is coming here illegally? So we're incentivizing it by promising that their kids will then be American citizens. Like, why does that make any sense? And of course, it's going to encourage people to continue coming in through our border. Super strongly about this because, you know, like I said, I'm around Hispanics, so I'm hearing like what they're chattering about. I know what's going on. You know, I know the strife that is, you know, the split that's really happening in this community because of this immigration problem, right? So I'm hearing like both sides and everything. And I'm hearing a lot of complex family stories as well. And like, for one of my friends, he's a citizen. His parents came here illegally. He talks about how he, you know, he grew up, you know, being Americanized, and then also again having that kind of sense of duty to his country, right? So he also had the similar perspective as me, where we want to vote for Donald Trump because we want our borders back. We want some security. We want some dignity back into this country. And he talked about how difficult it was for him to make this decision because his parents were just like, how could you do this to us? How could you vote for him? We're going to get deported. Put this very unfair pressure to him. So I'm witnessing how these like family dynamics are kind of breaking apart because of politics. Here's what we don't talk about enough. There is an underlying issue with this dynamic, right? Because if you have parents that came here illegally and they have offspring that then are citizens, okay, it inhibits the citizen from acting in his full capacity, inhibits him from acting in full responsibility in his role as a citizen because he was born into a dynamic where he's expected to give loyalty elsewhere but his country, his fellow people. And it's kind of a devastating thing to even put an offspring through because you're asking him, you betray your country in the future of your bloodline, or you betray your family. And I think that is a really cruel thing to put anyone through. And I've seen the pain that citizens born of illegal parents face. And that's not talked about enough. And that's why I don't find this birthright citizenship moral. People who came here illegally, it's not moral, it's not fair for the offspring. Session 5, I think way too many people have a citizenship to begin with, okay? Because what also upsets me too, you know, as in America first, America only, make America great again type of gal, it's just seeing people having dual loyalties, right? It's people waving other foreign flags, trying to bring in their religion or customs into our country and expecting us to assimilate to them versus them assimilating to us. I think we need to be stricter on who we're allowing and who we're allowing to become a citizen here, because I think there needs to be a major sacrifice to be a citizen. Being a citizen is not an entitlement, guys. It's a privilege, you know, and it's a great responsibility. And it also means sacrificing your prior loyalties to serve now this country that you're in. And I just see so many people having a conflict of interests, trying to do what's best for their country instead. And this is particularly dangerous when these people hold office, because I don't think it's not a racist thing to question, well, who are they really serving? You know, are they serving the US? Or are they serving Israel? Or are they serving a Middle Eastern country? Like, I think that's a plausible question to ask. It's really frustrating when I saw all these Hispanics protest ICE and burn the American flag. Like, this was their method of protesting. It's burning our flag and waving the Mexican flag. Nobody loves Mexico more than the people that don't want to go back. It's insane. Why are you waving these foreign flags and then burning our flag and then expecting to convince us to be on your side? Like, you're insane. You're insane. Jesus. Like, if you hate America, you're not all about America, you're not willing to leave your loyalties from other countries behind to serve America, you should not have a citizenship. I said it. Like, you should not be here. Anyone who hates America needs to be deported. I don't care if you came here legally or illegally, you need to get deported if you're not all about our country. And there you have it, guys. Those are my 5 confessions as a Mexican American citizen here. I'm finally saying them out loud because I know I'm not the only one who feels this, but I just know so many Mexicans that feel the same way I do, but feel like they can't talk about it. They don't know how to make sense of their emerging American only identity, you know, when there's this like pressure to still have you know, some kind of loyalty to your heritage. It's genuinely a difficult thing to navigate. Like, I struggled with this question for so long. Like, who am I? You know, what does it mean to be a Mexican American, and how do I connect to my heritage? Feeling a pressure to connect, like go out of my way to connect with it. And it's like, do I really have to? Can't I just continue connecting to where I'm at right now and embrace where I'm at? Like, I love my country. I love the culture. I love cowboy culture. You know, like at the Second Amendment, like all of that. Like that's like me. You know. I think for me, I just let go of this pressure to maintain my connection to my heritage. I just kind of surrendered that because it just felt like I was forcing it. And I feel like it wasn't honoring who I am, you know, as a human being that happens to have history with Mexico, but I grew up here. I was influenced by my environment, and that's my own personal experience. And I shouldn't have to feel this pressure from my, you know, Mexican community to be a certain way when this is my story, this is my journey, and this is how I feel. And I'm not going to be put in a box for any group of people on how to think and how to vote. Like, it's just, I refuse to be that. That's all I have for you guys today. What do you guys think? I'm probably going to get a lot of angry comments, and you know what? I don't care. Like, this is how I feel. So beat it. But thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you soon. Bye.